Utensils, cutlery, silverware, flatware, foodie grabbers. No matter what you call them, we all use them. They're an integral part of every meal, but are never the focal point of a meal or its preparation. When was the last time you went to a restaurant because you heard the salad forks were exquisite? They're all just tools. Heroic yet unsung tools that never get enough credit. But should they? That's the question New York chef Adrian Laurant is trying to answer with his new restaurant, Cutlery. It's also a question I wish I had known Laurent was trying to answer when I and members of the feed staff had a lovely dinner at Cutlery not too long ago. I'm Brian Gutierrez, and this week on the feed, you're going to hear all about the lovely meal we had at Cutlery and the mad sociological experiment we had no idea we were about to be a part of. The duck breast is excellent. You can taste the French countryside in it. It's delicious, marvelous, spectacular. Tastes like dead bird to me. They got any hot dogs? You listen to me, you little shit. The only reason you're interning with us is because you're my boss's nephew. Don't think for a second that I won't jeopardize my career just to watch you suffer. Oh yeah? Well, how about for a second course you eat my ass, old man? I will fucking kill. Hello, everyone. That's Chef Laurent. He spent decades studying under the world's best chefs before getting bored of each and tossing away their guidance in search of another culinary master who could possibly teach him something he didn't already know. He never found one. Then, in early 2015, Laurent opened his own restaurant in London called Le Punch. Le Punch serves some of the most innovative dishes in the world, but eating there was a challenge. It wasn't just that it didn't take reservations and you had to wait several hours in a line that cut through a busy intersection, and when you finally made it to the front, congrats, you got a prime spot beside the dumpster they kept out front instead of the back like every other business. Here's a clip from a BBC News piece about its grand opening. Patrons can expect fine wines, delectable starters, and sumptuous main courses. But as I quickly found out, at Le Punch, one can also expect the unexpected. These carrots are lovely, just delicious. Oh, God, Jesus! What the bloody hell are you on about? Have you gone mad? I have a right to sock you one right in the mouth, but you look quite burly. I mean busy. Never mind. Carry on, Mr. Waiter. Righto. Right. Yes, where was I? Yes, lovely carrots. Oh, Martha, stop looking at me like I'm pathetic. Laurent theorized, and rightly so, that diners would savor each bite more if they knew that at any moment they could be pummeled by a waiter who was a former prison boxer. Everyone at the feed knew Laurent's reputation for challenging patrons, which is why we were so taken aback by Cutlery. Where was the brilliant twist? Where was the random physical assault? Were our seats trapdoors that dropped into a pit of spikes? Is the subversion the fact that there is no subversion? We couldn't find one. And that's when Chef Laurent stopped by to say hello. Oh, Chef Laurent, what a surprise. How lovely of you to stop by. Oh, it is a pleasure, as it is a pleasure to see you enjoying your meals. You're enjoying your meals, are you not? Nope. Ignore him. Everything's just lovely. That is wonderful to hear, but I'm afraid I have some news to share that you may not like. Oh, what is it? Well, you see, monsieur, the forks, knives, and spoons you've had in your mouths all night previously had been in the mouths of hundreds, maybe even thousands of other people. I'm sorry, what does that mean exactly? The cutlery, it has been in other people's mouths before. They've all been thoroughly washed after each use, of course, but the fact remains, every fork, every knife, every spoon has been in the mouth of someone you do not know. No way. They've been leaked. They have been used as toothpicks to dislodge spinach. Oh, I think I'm gonna hurl. Some have even touched a uvula or two. Oh, dude, no. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's something we never think about. It's something we don't want to think about. But Laurent does, all the time. He is, pardon the pun, consumed by it. Every fork that goes into his mouth brings to mind horrible visions of the foul, disgusting, germ-ridden, miscreant mouths of an incalculable number of diseased fiends who've put that same fork in their mouths before him. He got tired of being the only person carrying this existential flatware nightmare, so he created Cutlery specifically to pass his dread onto you. Oh God, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Monsieur Gutierrez, you are not, as you Americans say, grossed out? Nah, I'm good, especially now that this one's barfing up a lung. Wait till my uncle hears about this. Chef, you think we could lay down some newspaper for him? Maybe a round of newspaper for the table. Right away, Monsieur Gutierrez. Laurent is cagey when asked to describe the reaction he's trying to provoke by letting people's imaginations run wild thinking about the kinds of filthy ghouls that Spoon has been inside of. But try as he might to hide his intention, he let slip a smirk when he saw our shit-stained intern vomiting so hard he nearly flipped himself inside out. Bravo, Monsieur Laurent. What you've accomplished here is truly incredible. I am honored by your praise, Monsieur Gutierrez. But I implore you and your guests to save room for dessert. It is a Dutch chocolate milkshake with a goat milk whipped cream, drizzled with an Italian caramel hazelnut sauce, and all topped with a bright red maraschino cherry, just like the ones you see in your American cartoons. Oh, that sounds fabulous. I think we'll all take one. Oh, I'm sorry, monsieur, but only one per table and you have to share the metal straw. Will that be a problem? I'm cool with that. How about you guys? The milkshake was tremendous. My coworkers had some issues with the straw, but that's just the price you pay for visiting Cutlery, and a $20 charge so the walls and floors can be pressure washed daily. Laurent admits that maybe a high-concept restaurant where he challenges not only a diner's palate, but their self-respect, isn't for everyone. And I'm starting to think that's the point. It's not to repel, but to weed out. To find someone out there that can perhaps teach him the only thing in the culinary world he doesn't know. How not to vomit when thinking about all the other dirty, wet maws the forks and spoons have been in. I ran my theory by him to see what he thought. So what do you think? Am I close? I'm close, aren't I? Monsieur Gutierrez. I think we're going to get along very well, you and I. I thought so. Au revoir, monsieur. Au revoir.
How can you be so nice to him after he poisoned us?
Hey, listen to me. Listen. I hope this kills you. Laurent is a genius in the kitchen and a mad social scientist in the dining room, where the environment in which you eat and the tools you use is just as important as the meal he sets before you. Sometimes, like with Le Punch, the dining experience is designed to literally knock some appreciation for these incredible dishes into his jaded upscale clientele. Other times, like with Cutlery, it's a search for the next step after dozens of supposed masters brought him no closer. Cutlery is Laurent's quixotic quest to find someone who has something new to teach him. And I'm that person, baby. Suck on that, you intern piece of shit. And I invite everyone who makes the feed a well-oiled machine to also suck on it. I gotta go. Laurent is waiting for me downstairs in his Fiat. Next week on the feed, I'll tell you all about our lovely afternoon showing him how to not puke when he sees a fork. And who knows, maybe if he plays his cards right, I'll show him how to eat wet ham off the floor. I'm pretty good at that. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Twitter at InaudibleCast. Then consider throwing us some financial support over at our Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/inaudiblepod. I'll be right down, Adrian. Hold your horses. He's incorrigible. See you next week.